So I wanted to do a demonstration of how you can set up material effects in-game. This is a post-processing effect. Basically, it alters the entire appearance of the game, and it's very cost efficient, but you can literally create completely different kind of realities. It's really quite entertaining. So I'm going to demo a few that I created, and I give you the code for most of them, and I also give you the code for how to add your own post-processing effects. So this is what the level looks like without any material effect. This is normal. The only thing that there is here is a lot of bloom, a lot of lighting that I chose to utilize. So this is normal gameplay without anything else fancy going on. And, oh, wow. Glad, ow, didn't do so well. So that's normal gameplay, right? And here, and here is gameplay with severe blur. So notice if I stand still, I have the feeling I died. It's like everything's delayed. It's pretty entertaining. So if the player stands still with this particular material effect, anything that's moving gets all blurry, right? But the players, whoa. But then if you start trying to move, forget it. This is severe blur. You can adjust the amount of this blur within the material effect that I'm showing you the code for. But look, if you want to give the player a challenge, I mean, try to survive this. Can you say severely not with the program? Wow. So that's a severe blur effect. These are just silly examples, really. Some of them are pretty fun for me. So this is a completely different kind of effect. I just notice how quickly I switched. I just pressed a button and it switched. I'm giving you the code for how to do that. So this is like a different kind of blur that's you know, like a modern pointillism painting. Basically, you turn the whole world into a modern living pointillism painting. Whee! And this one, you see, I can actually play much better. I can actually see what I'm doing a whole lot better. So this could be a realist, like you could expect the player to try to survive this kind of environment. So you see how suddenly a situation that was one way just completely altered. You're completely altering the entire game with a simple material effect, and you can use this to really simulate different states of consciousness, for example, as you'll see pretty soon, or simulate different weather effects, environmental effects, or also very fast effects. Like if, you know, we could have used that intense blur to indicate damage, very brief blur. So you can use material, you can turn them on and turn them off at will. Here's the next one. This one's one of my favorite. It's probably my second favorite. So look at, did I already shoot these? But I missed. So look at this one. It's like this space. It's an effect that's very sensitive to light. When I stare into the waterfall or the sky, which is brighter, everything changes. And notice how it lights up it makes the bloom effect on those critters glow, and then when I shoot, everything kind of lights up. So it's like a very light sensitive effect like that. See how much it gets stimulated by the light. So you can make material effects that basically make really bright light sources go completely wonky, like this one. You know, when there's bright light, everything, all kinds of crazy fun things happen. So ah, you can really I just made these up on the spot, like these material effects. It didn't take very long at all. I was just fiddling around, and you can see where I ended up. I was having a lot of fun. So this is the same scene with a very intense effect that basically completely alters reality. The player has a whole new set of things to monitor. Your mind as the player has to now infiltrate this living screen effect in front of you in order to interface with the world. So it actually forces the player to concentrate. So used in slightly more moderation perhaps than what I'm doing, you can really do all kinds of awesome effects that are actually something things you might see in games that are out there, or you might create your own fancy little world. I thought I won. I didn't see that one. So, whole new level of player skill. Now we come to my absolute favorite. This one is becoming a part of my game. You ready for this? Okay, close your eyes. I'll tell you when you can open them. Behold! They have auras. Look at that. And what's really cool is if you get the angle right, the auras start to merge together into a larger aura. See that? They're starting to merge a little bit into a larger aura. It's just insane. It's like you're getting additional information about the world. Look at those two merge together. And your bullets, the shooting mechanism, quite entertaining. Oh, and look at how the explosions... Oh, oops, I fell. Oh, ah! Oh my good lord, oh, absolutely love this one. So this one's becoming a staple part of my game. It's going to be a standard gaming feature. In fact, I might just turn the whole game into this. And to show you why, I'm going to show you a level where you're only going to get to see it with this modified effect. Imagine entering a level and not having the background that you had. Like you got to see it in advance, get your bearings, but now enter a level with no prior experience and watch what happens. First of all, check out the sky. And this material effect is not hard to do. I give you the whole code for it. It's really not complicated. But good heavens, do I enjoy it. So, imagine this is like an alternate reality. Like you don't get to see anything but this. You have to get used to it. So there's obviously this critter that can shoot at me here. And it has a shield, which you can kinda tell. I got it! Okay, so I'm gonna save now, and you'll see why in a second. So here's this critter who can't shoot me, and you're like, oh look, a critter who can't shoot. Is that suspicious? I don't know. Kill it. Ah, a whole bunch of people, that's why I saved. So kill it, and then look, a whole bunch of critters start appearing. They're entering the dimension. See those ones with the really bright auras? The really big ring auras? Those ones are the really dangerous ones. So imagine having this as your only frame of reference for a world. Really forces you to play differently, I can tell you that. So one more time, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like without the material effect, and you'll see what a different world it is. So imagine this is your only introduction to this world, and then you'll see when I turn this material effect off why I'm telling you this. Okay, I'm going to turn it off now. Ready? It is not the same at all. This is a completely different world, isn't it? Those really bright ones with the bright auras now just glow, right? And it's just a completely different world. In fact, I'm inclined to say I don't really like that world as much as I like this one. I really like this world. So that's my instantaneous saving and loading feature at work, as you're seeing over and over again because I keep dying. Look at that. Oh my good heavens. I just love the additional info. Seeing ring upon ring, aura information. It's like I'm falling again off a level. It's a little harder to see level boundaries when you're all looking in the sky all happy. So you can use material effects to represent altered states of consciousness. Good heavens. I really like this world a whole lot better than the other one. Once again, for reference, just look at this. Just compare. So different, right? So I'm going to show you one more. D1. All these levels are on my hard drive and I'm loading them dynamically using basic save object. If you remember this was a previous thing I was demoing, all destruction of these characters. Right? See what this looks like with my happy effect. Oh, it's so entertaining. It's like the old boring world has turned into magical happy land. I really like this. So this is not at all intensive on the processor. I really don't notice any FPS change at all because it's a material effect. I'm not altering every texture in the game. I'm only every material. I'm just altering the output to the screen with this. It's called the scene. I'm altering the scene with the material. Look at. So this was that effect. It looks really good in this level, in my opinion. This would probably be like a damage effect, or if your player like walked into a plasma field and was like, oh, what's this? And then suddenly this happened to their screen. It's like, ah, this is different. Whee! So it just gives a completely new perspective on things, or in this case, it's sort of like you have really this barrier that you have to get over to even see the world. Oh, good heavens. Oh, I wanted to show you one other. So I'm going to show you normal. So this is normal. There's 3 critters, and you shoot them. I'm going to try to use that third one, the sort of lightning one, the plasma one, and actually try to reasonably do this level. So this is normal. Notice as I shot those critters, pieces of geometry appeared. Did you see that? So there's nothing there, and then as I shoot these critters, level geometry appears in each one that I shoot. That's my 3D scripting engine, which, see, another piece of thing appeared. This is what my 3D scripting engine looks like. All these lines and things, these are buttons. Notice how each of these critters has a red line up to a counter, and the counter stimulates these check marks, and the check marks say say turn on this object, and this object has an X to indicate it's off. That's the 3D scripting, and you just create them. You can create new scripting elements. It's like 3D Kismet, basically. You can just create them anytime you want. But I'm not going to make any, because I'm not going to do anything with them, because I am doing material effects. So this is the... This is... So I'm going to try to expect the player to actually do the sequence in this mode. So I'm actually going mostly from memory, to be honest. I kind of knew where they were, but now I'm in a bit of a pinch because they're moving around. So, see, the whole, like, I did it the first time without any trouble, but now I'm having problems. I know there's one over there. I can't see if it's really shooting me. You know, the player's forced to rely on instinct. Now, obviously this is a pretty fancy effect, so there's a lot more instinct being required here. But you can just totally make whole new level dynamics. And I'm clearly not succeeding, so now let's do Rama's favorite. I could probably stare at that for quite a while. And then look at... This is what this looks like. So now let's try doing the sequence. Huh. That was just good luck on that thing's part. I love those explosion effects. Notice that piece of level geometry appeared. I feel like I can see more clearly in this mode. I can see lines and the objects seem to stand out more. So I got one thing, another piece of level geometry appeared, right? So that looks like in boring mode. Normal, regular. Oh, wee. So that is what material effects can do for your game world when taken to rather entertaining extremes. Oh, look, these things are appearing on a timer. Did you see that? See how they keep appearing? That's what happens when you complete the sequence. They appear they gradually appear. That's another 3D scripting effect. But just check this out. Look at the performance change when I go from into this mode back into normal. It's really not that intensive on the computer. On Fraps, I'm showing the same frame rate with or without the material effects. So it's very efficient, but you get these all kinds of cool effects. Oh, it's entertaining. So you see that button up there? That button's up there? The little sphere? Watch what happens when you activate it in happy mode. Whee! In normal mode it just looks brighter like that, but in fancy mode it gets this cool little aura thing going. And these buttons, you have to activate them, but if you don't activate them in the right order, they restart. So this is normal mode, so you activate the button, but then if you do the wrong order, it reappears. Another 3D scripting, but if you do them in the right order, then they stay gone, and this force field that was blocking the way is gone. And then this series, you have to activate them all fast enough. So that one, that one, that one, but notice they keep reappearing because you have to activate them all fast enough. And then look, I did it, so this piece of geometry appeared. So you can really get very creative with material effects and really change the whole face of your game. Very entertaining. One day you'll see what those things are over there, but this video is getting kind of long. So, hope you enjoy. This is the same scene, different material effects. And notice how fast I can change them. Pretty much instantaneously. Enjoy.